Hi everyone, it's Kate from the Fold Line. I am back this week with something a little bit different. We are going to talk about the top 10 new releases of 2024. So these are the most popular patterns that were released this year. We're going to do them in popularity order. So I'm going to start with the most popular and then move down. Someone very kindly suggested this and we were like, oh, this is such a good idea. And especially if you are a little bit like myself, a bit nosy. I always want to know what everyone else is making. So I can tell you. And I'm going to get started with, drum roll please, the most popular pattern of this year. It is the Fabric Godmother Fleur Dress and Blouse. Now, I'm sure many of you are not surprised by this and you either own it or have looked at it in the past. Yeah, so this was the most popular one. So a little bit of intel on this. It's PDF only and sizing is a UK 6 to 30. Why do I think it was so popular? I think it was very similar to a lot of things that were in the high street, so it's very much on trend. I think that the dress shape works on loads of different body shapes, and it was just released at the perfect time. It was like spring, people were thinking about like summer and stuff, so it was the perfect storm of pattern releases. Also, it's made in beautiful fabrics, and Fabric Godmother just does great patterns. So let's have a look at the line drawing. You can see that you can either make this as a dress or a blouse. You can have it sleeveless or with sleeves. The sleeve is kind of quite an exaggerated kind of poof sleeve. It's beautiful. And then the big detail is on the front, the top part of the either dress or top. You can see there are the finish with 3 bows which tie together to kind of form, I guess, your fastening. And then you either have a peplum at the bottom, which is gathered if you're making the top, or you then have it kind of gathered and it's the kind of skirt part of the dress. Quite not too complicated on the construction. It's quite loose fitting dress as well, so you don't have fit issues. And I think these all things combined may have been the reason that it's so popular. And loads of you guys have made it and it just looks fab. So that was our most popular pattern of this year. And yeah, I actually would love to hear what your thoughts on the top 10 are. Let me know what you think, because I'm interested if there were some surprises in there. There are a couple that I didn't realise were really, really popular. So it's interesting. So let me know your thoughts. Next up, number 2, we've got the Vivian Shaen Nephilim blouse. This is an absolute banger of a pattern. So we launched we didn't have her on the site as a designer, and as soon as we put them up, this just started going kind of ping, 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 and we were like, okay, this is going to be really popular. We all looked at it and we were like, this is the one that we really love of her collection. But it's fab. So intel, PDF only, sizing is a UK 6 to 34. The kind of the first half of the sizing is cut with a B cup and the second half of the sizing is cut with a D cup. So that's just something to kind of take note of. Let's have a look at the line drawing so we can see what's going on. It's a very beautiful, understated blouse. So there's a round neckline, buttons down the front. The kind of main detail on the more simple variation is these beautiful big they're like giant pin tucks on the sleeve, and then it gathers into a cuff. It's beautiful and loads of people have made it. There is also another variation with a slightly lower cut neckline and then ruffles going all round the neckline, which is super cute as well. It's just a beautiful pattern, and it's quite a kind of boxy fit blouse as well, so you don't have fitting issues. So it's interesting for me. I think that when we go through this, you'll see quite a lot of the things are, and I think that's also to do with what is being worn a lot this year, is everything is a bit kind of looser fit. But yeah, this felt really, it's such a gorgeous pattern. I've actually got it and I keep meaning to cut it out. I've got the fabric and everything, but I just haven't done it yet. So 2025, maybe I'll do it. Okay, next pattern is the Closet Cause Jenna shirt and shirt dress. This is it comes in sizes UK 6 to 34. It's paper only. You can get it in PDF on their site, but it's There's quite a lot of pages. I'm going to say you don't want to be sticking these together. I think this one might be my personal favourite of the year. I think this is pattern perfection for me. So let's have a look at the line drawing. It is the most beautiful, boxy, not too boxy. The proportions of it are perfect shirt. So you can cut it in two different lengths. You can either have it slightly longer, and you can see that there's a, that kind of classic curved hem on it. It's cut so it's slightly longer at the back than the front. Then there is a variation where you can make it out, it's kind of the cropped variation, so it sits just below your belly button, and it's a straight cut on that, which I think suits that sort of look. Again, beautiful. And then the shirt dress version, which is just dreamy. So it's a shirt down into your waist, and then it's got a kind of gathered panel. Now, I know there are quite a few patterns with this sort of feel, but to me, you're getting this beautiful dress pattern that I would probably want to buy on its own, and then you're getting the most perfect shirt with it too. And if you want something a little bit shorter and cropped, which some people do, it's just, for me, all three options are amazing. And I just think it is, I just think it's the perfect shirt. I'm going to say it, it's the perfect shirt pattern. It's amazing. So if you haven't got that and you're thinking about a shirt, I'm going to say, just go and have a look at it and see, because I don't think you can do better than that. It's just dreamy. So next up, we've got Merchant & Mills Painter Jacket. This car is PDF and paper. Sizing on it is a UK 10 to 30. If you buy the paper version of it, it comes with this like limited edition label, two labels, one that goes on the inside of the jacket and one that goes on the outside. So for anyone that doesn't know, it's a collaboration with the clothing brand Painter. They release batches of jackets kind of 3 or 4 times a year. They sell out instantly. It's almost impossible to get them. And I think it was a really interesting and really clever partnership. It has done amazingly and people have gone bananas for it. I definitely think part of that's due to the label. Just from everyone was very excited about the labels as well. So it's your classic workwear jacket, and it's one of the patterns that they release each season. So let's have a look at it on the line drawing. There are 2 patch pockets on the front, on your chest, and then kind of just above your waist. Then there are also these amazing kind of square elbow patches as well, which I love. And then on the back, there are these really lovely little tabs with 2 buttons, so you can actually pull it a little bit tighter if you wanted it slightly more fitted around the waist. It's such a great pattern. It's unisex as well, I should say. And there is also a picture. I'll pop up the picture of the labels you can get if you get the paper one. But yeah, it's just an absolute, it's just a great one. And Merchant & Mills, to be honest, can virtually do no wrong in my eyes, because they just release such lovely patterns. So that one was next. Then we've got a pair of trousers, which I'm always pleased to see, because trousers can be hard, and I know some people are more daunted about making them. Interestingly, the trousers, there is one more pair of trousers in the top 10, both elasticated waistbands, so that kind of says a lot to me. So the French Navy Langston trousers, these are PDF only and come in sizes UK 6 to 34. You can see they are a mixture, they're kind of like a mixture of a kind of straight cut jean and a pair of workwear trousers. So they've got some of the workwear details, like that little tab that goes from the bottom of the pocket round to the side seam. They've got patch pockets on the front. There's like a little pencil pocket. Interesting details is that they've got an elasticated waist, which feels quite unusual with this sort of style of trouser. But I really like it, and obviously everyone else does as well. It's done really, really well. And the proportions of them are nice. They're kind of straight cut. They're not too wide. They're not too narrow. They just feel like they're very nicely proportioned, and obviously everyone has gone bananas for them. So that is the next one, the pair of trousers. Then we've got a really cozy jumper for you, the Atelia dupe Julia sweater. And as soon as we saw this, we were like, this is going to do really well. And it has. So it's PDF only for this one. And the sizing is a UK 8 to 26. So the reason that I think it's done really well is, I'm sure you will look at it, and it's very much on brand for a lot of the stuff that's been in the shops for the last couple of years. Are basically kind of slight dupe of a Patagonia fleece, and there are lots of kind of high street variations of this. So it's pop over, so pull over. It's got poppers that kind of go down to mid chest, and then there is a seam that runs across, because obviously then you've got you kind of sew your placket into the piece. And yeah, but the interesting thing about it, if I show you the line drawing, is that the seam line, they've got quite interesting seam lines, which for me means that you can do some interesting thing with different fabrics. And if you are someone who makes stuff with like fleece regularly, you'll probably have some bits left over. You could do some quite cool, like interesting piecework with this. And there are a lot of kind of 90, I guess I would refer to sort of like 90s style fleeces with quite jazzy patterns in the high street at the moment. So you can really kind of have a bit of fun with this pattern. And I think, yeah, it's a really great one. So if you're looking, also, I mean, at the moment it's cold. This is like dreamy, cozy jumper for this time of year. So for me, this is perfect. Next up, we have got our second pair of trousers in the top 10. It's the matchy Archer work pants. These are PDF only. Sizing on this is a UK 6 to 38. I love these because they are a boxy, kind of loose fitting pair of trousers, elasticated waist, which means ease of make. But they're interestingly cut. So you can see from the line drawing that they're a kind of a barrel leg shape. The thing that makes them interesting for me is if I kind of zoom in, you can see there is a little dart at the knee on the back and the front, which adds in some shaping. So you get more of that kind of dramatic, I guess I've seen them in the shops called like horseshoe shape. They look really great on. And actually, if I show you this picture, you can see that like horseshoe shape. So this sort of shape is very much in trend at the moment, and kind of the bigger proportion, the better. These are on the kind of narrow side, which I personally prefer because they're a bit of a nod to it, but they're less of a statement. They've got patch pockets. Nice, easy make. I mean, this is an absolute winner of a pattern, really, for me. So if you're looking for a boxy pair of trousers with a bit of elastic at the waistline, definitely check these out. Next up, we've got another shirt. The Maker's Atelia, the Atelia shirt, which again, I knew this was going to be in the top 10 before, as soon as we saw the pictures of it. I was like, this is going to be such a good pattern. Everyone is going to love it, and everyone did. So, beautiful shirt. There are 3 different variations at the back, and this pattern looks very simple at the front. Basically, it's all party at the back. So you can make it as a classic shirt. You can either make it with a kind of gathered panel at the back, so that adds a kind of boxiness to what looks at the front like quite a kind of classic, not fitted, not too fitted shirt. Then if you want to go full like va va voom, there is this beautiful version, and this is my favourite version, with a pleated panel in the back. I love patterns that look like a real classic shape and then there's something really interesting, and this pleated panel for me is great because it makes it quite a kind of boxy silhouette, which I love. But the pleating is just unexpected and fun and great. So if you are looking for a shirt, please go and have a look at this, because it's such a nice option if you want to have. And if you haven't done pleating before, this is a nice project to get you started, because you're sewing most likely in a cotton, which is the best kind of thing to do pleating with when you're starting out on the pleat journey. Then this is our penultimate pattern. It's from Notches. It's a Judy Dress top and skirt. So it's a PDF only, and it comes in sizes UK 6 to 28. So if you haven't come across Notches before, the thing that is really cool about them is they do a load of variations. And when I say a load, I will show you what I mean, and you will agree. I'll actually, before I show you I'll show you the kind of core shapes, and then I'll show you all the variations that you can do. So you can either make this as a dress, or you can make this as a skirt and top. I think this is such a beautiful pattern. I think it's really interesting. I love the idea that you can make it as a skirt and top, and then you can wear the components separately. The dress is beautiful. I also love it in that green and white stripe. I think they've absolutely nailed it. So now let me show you all the different variations that you can do. So you can have, you know, splits at the front. You can make it different lengths. You can make the top. You can have sleeves. You can have it without sleeves. The skirt comes in different variations as well. There's a tie option. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do with this. It feels like a really, really versatile pattern. And I think this is why it's been so popular, because people were like, oh my goodness, I can get like a few outfits out of one pattern. So last but not least, I was quite excited about this. And I will say that we only put this up on the site about maybe 6 weeks ago, maybe a month, and 6 weeks ago, and it made the top 10. So that gives you an idea of how popular it has been, because some of these patterns have been on there for months and months and months. And I'm not surprised. As soon as I saw it, I was like, this is ace. So it's from Blackbird's Fabric, so BF Patterns. It's the Besti Bag. It's so good. It's sort of like, well, it's across the shoulder. It's a kind of like a banana shape. You can make it in different sizes, I will add. There are different variations with the strap as well, so you can have it with one of those little like things that makes it go shorter and longer. I mean, what am I doing with my hands? You know what I mean. Then there's one where you can have it like a tie as well if you want to. You can have a zip fastening. It's got a zip fastening on the top, so then everything is quite safe. It's such a useful shape. It looks and feels similar to that sort of iconic Uniqlo bag that's sold incredibly, and you know, when you walk around you literally almost can't see people without one of those. This feels like a kind of variation of that, and you can make it quite big or kind of a medium size. They've also, I'll pop a link to, release a variation where there's a mini variant, like an add-on where you can make a kind of mini version as well. So that feels like the kind of going out where you don't want to take everything with you, like a night out bag. But yeah, it's just a beauty, and it's done so well, and it's such a nice thing to kind of make. Also, if it's at this point in the kind of Christmas, New Year where you're just desperate to do something creative, this could be a really nice project. So that is it from me. I feel like I've harped on for a long time. I hope that was useful, and now you have a rundown of all the most popular patterns of the year. And we will be back soon with another video. Have a lovely rest of your week. Bye.